Hello students, today we are going to talk about note making, and trust me, this is the most important topic that so many students are confused about. So let's talk about this in most detailed way. And I definitely can assure you that this video, if you have watched it till the end, you are very clear with your goals. If you are very clear with your goals, then you'll definitely be achieving success, because this is going to help you in your success journey. Right now, if you don't know, then let me tell you that there are four parts of note making. First, a detailed note that you have to make in beginning of your class. If you have not made it yet, I would definitely recommend you to make it, if and only if you are like in your beginning of your class session, because if you will make it at the end of your class section, that is not going to help you. But I would definitely recommend you to make it, because this will very much help you in making short notes and all of those. So this is the detail notes. I'll be talking about this in later of the video. Now second is formula note and mistake note. This is the two important thing that is very important, and I'll be talking about this in very nicely detailed way in the next part. Now last one is short note. You know what short note is? I hope you know, because if you have not done short notes, I don't think so you are reading in right way. Because trust me, if you have short note, it becomes so easy for you to revise the concepts, and this will definitely save your time and increase your efficiency. Now first of all, if we talk about detailed notes, there are parts. Like for example, there are steps in which you have to make detailed notes. First, read the chapter and complete it. Right, complete the chapter either by seeing lectures on YouTube. There are so many good YouTubers which you can refer if you are in class 10th. So go through that, and if you'll comment down, then I'll definitely recommend all those YouTubers name, and then you can watch them. So basically, read the notes first and then complete it. Read the chapter first and then complete it. Go by the NCRT. See, NCRT is the main book that you have to do for if you are preparing for boards. So go by the NCRT first, then read the coaching notes. What I'm saying by coaching notes is that extra note that you are getting by somewhere. If you are in coaching, then you may get my point more clearly, because obviously in coaching they tell you some extra points. So refer the coaching notes, because they'll tell you more than NCRT. There'll be some extra points that they will be telling you, I'm damn sure, if you are in that kind of coaching. Now your master note, you have to make your master notes. Before doing master notes, let me tell you, there is a process that you have to follow. See, after completion and reading of the chapter and then reading the coaching notes is not enough to complete the whole chapter. There are some more points to do here. So basically that point is first PYQ and DPP. See, PYQ is all those questions which you will find in reference PYQ books. Like for example, if I have to tell you, then Oswald and Educard books. Those books are very nice. We can definitely go by. And let me tell you, this is not sponsored. Now I'll be telling only the true facts. So these are the true facts. You can go by any reference book except these books also. So they are the most good books, best books in the market. Now go by the previous year question. Do all the previous year question. If you are not able to do it, search on YouTube, search on Google, then find the solution and then do it. So you'll definitely do it very well. Now what you have to do is, after doing PYQ and after doing PYQ, you'll definitely find there are some questions which you were not able to do correctly, and you was like making mistake in those questions. So just write down all those questions which you was doing mistaken, and then also write the question which are most repeated questions. Right, there are two things that you have to write: most repeated and where you have done mistake. Right, so most repeated and mistake things you have to write in your, basically you have to write in any rough copy. Now just go by the DPP. if you are, and listen, you have to be board oriented, because they are telling in coachings, they are telling you the basics of 11th class and 12th class, so that you can prepare well in your future. But now for you have to complete your syllabus first, then only you can make base for any class, right? So you have to make sure that DPP is board oriented. If they are not board oriented, no use for that right now just you have to complete PYQ and go by DPP if they are board oriented. Now then what you have to do is, for example, DPP of my coaching, like for example, I think that DPP of most of the coaching in chemistry is mostly NCERT based, because in NCERT they have explained in very full-fledged manner that I don't think so there is so many extra points that can be mentioned. So if you will mention all those points which has been taught in your coaching, I don't think so you will have that problem in board orientation examination, like board orientation preparation. If you do, so you'll have that benefit that you are knowing extra, so you can actually do the questions of that level if that is asked. Mostly hard level question is not asked in board examination. It is made in keeping mind of, like, it is made in keeping mind of average student as well as a topper student. So the chemistry notes can help you. In physics, the extra topics which are there beyond your NCERT level is actually not required, and definitely you can book some reference book like H.C. Verma. I'm not writing it HV, actually it's H.C. Verma book. H.C. Verma is very nice book. There is in detailed way they have explained you the concept of NCERT only, but in detailed way. So you can definitely refer to H.C. Verma book and simply say there are some extra points which they tell you in coaching that is not required, obviously not required. In biology also they'll tell you some extra concept that is not required. Don't write it that in your detail note. You'll get confused by the end of your session and you'll like complain in chat box. So don't write about this. You can refer to your chemistry notes for DPP. If you are solving DPP, then refer to chemistry, but don't go by the notes. I mean, don't go by the concepts which are beyond your NCERT level in biology and physics. Now maths is another topic. If you recommend, I mean, if you will just allow me to make video, if you want me to make video on maths notes, how to make that, I'll definitely make it. But right now I don't think so I'll be telling you about it in this time, because this is long story. Now you have SST. I am damn sure you all know this, that for SST, DPP is the main weapon that you can use to fight in your board examinations, and PYQ is most important. See, DPP are mostly PYQ question only. Why? Because SST teacher in your coaching, like, they are most experienced teacher, I think, because SST is as such a SST is that subject which is so much, concept based, I can say, and also some part is like story based and memorization based. So if you try to do it by yourself, you will not get it, because they are so much interconnected with the previous class which you read in earlier, that you will not understand. So you require a teacher for that, and they'll definitely guide you with DPP and previous year question, they'll tell you. So just have to go through that. And in my case, I have Sanskrit. If you have Hindi, then also go by PYQ, and English, go by PYQ. In DPP also, if you are reading, if you have taken NCERT, I mean, if you have taken coaching for English and Sanskrit or Hindi, whatever language subject you have, then you can go by the DPP of them also, because obviously they are going to be board oriented. How they have to be more than that, because English is as a subject that you can do by yourself also. Now this was the thing. And the next thing is, when you start making your master note, you have to first make a flow chart. Make a flow chart, like for example, this is your copy. Now make a flow chart that, for example, I have a chemical equation and reaction chapter. In that, just first of all go through the chapter most like in well manner. Go through the chapter. First of all, write how many parts it has. So I think there are 2 parts, the feature of chemical reaction, and then you have different types of chemical reaction. I'll write those. Then I'll write what are the types of chemical reaction, what are the features of chemical reaction. In that type, what are the subtypes, which I'll write. That type, what are the subtypes. Now in this, for example, what are the examples. In this type, what are the examples. You have to write the main examples. Like if you have one reaction like double displacement reaction, then you have to write just one example, like you BSO4, you know that example which is given in NCERT. Oh, it's not like. So basically BSO4 example, or any example which is coming in your mind, you can write those examples, and I'll definitely can show you that this will help you to make detailed notes afterwards. So once you have made your flowchart, what is the next job you need to do is just write the topics which are mentioned in NCERT. So you have already gone through your notes very nicely. Why I'm saying notes, you have already gone through your book NCERT, so that is the thing that you'll basically have that series that through which you can go through, right? Go by the topics and make detailed notes. So you have that sequence in which you can do it. So basically write the topic first, go by the NCERT, what is the sequence present. Already you have make your flow chart, so I don't think so you'll have any problem in sequence or series. So that's the point. And then write the extra points which have been given in your DPP and coaching, which you have done that, and write the questions. See, in DPP I have already told you that there are two things that you can make. First, most repeated question, and where you make so many mistakes. So while doing previous year question in DPP, you have to collect those things, write in any rough copy or whatever, and in that extra point you have to mention all the most important repeated questions. See, you don't have to write questions in that, because obviously you cannot write all the questions in that which are most repeated. So what you need to do is you just have to write the concepts. You just have to mark the concept. I'll tell you with which color you need to mark it, but just keep by mind that you need to just make extra points there also, right? After making extra points, there are some most repeated questions, and there are some mistakes which you repeat so many times. So the most repeated question you have to mark by green, and most mistake questions, concepts, like you have to mark with pink. Now there has to be one copy where you have written all the most repeated questions, because that copy has to be there so that you can refer to it in afterwards in examination. This is my bonus point that I'll be telling you, like I have told you. Now, so basically this is the mistake, this is the copy in which you can write the most repeated question, because already you did some many PYQ. So I think that it will be the benefit that you write most repeated question in this copy. Now if you don't want to write the question, like whole question, just write the concepts, like write the definition. For example, there is a question where it is written that why decomposition reaction is known as opposite of combination reaction. Just write that decomposition reaction equals to opposite of combination reaction, question mark, why. Write questions in short way, right? Don't write the questions in long way. Like for example, there is one question in previous year which is most repeated question, I guess. There is one lens where upper part is covered with black paper, then they ask you that what is going to be the how the image is affected if it was not covered. So brightness is reduced. So you can make diagram and then ask what is the influence of that, what is the affected part, what has been affected, like that you can write the question. This is the bonus point, that you can make most repeated question by copy. Now you have one more bonus point, that add numericals in continuous form. Like for example, if you are writing the concept, add numericals to it, then leave page for what, not sure topic, and at end. So basically at end also you need to leave page, because you don't know, right? Who knows that when you will complete the whole session, like at end of when your final exam, annual exam, board examination is coming, then you will get some points which are so much important, have so much importance, that you need to write them. So where you'll write in at end, or even if you understand some new topic, you can write at end if you have not written already there. And also if you have not sure topics, like for example in electricity I have one topic like potential difference, I don't get that concept very well, right? So I don't get that concept very well, so what I do is I just left some path there so that I can add points when I just get that concept clearly in my head. So that's the thing, that you're not sure topics, you can leave some path. Like for example, this is the copy, right? Now you have written all the definition, all the things in upper part. Now you'll write another topic from here. So what you will do is leave this page and write those topics in next page, and for this page if you get something in future to write here, you can write that. So leave that part, okay? Now the next thing which is there is formula note. Formula note, why I say is very important, because see, we all are human beings and we all forget things. So when you have formula notes with yourself, see, in everything you have formula except English SST or Sanskrit or Hindi if you have taken. So there are some formula notes in all the chapters. Like for example in biology also heredity chapter is there when you have formula. So you can make formula note. For science for example you can make one copy, and for math you can make one copy. For math though I have to make notes video for like another day I'll make it, but if you'll allow me to do it, basically if you will want me to do it then only, because yeah. So now mistake note you have to make it. See, I have already told you that when you are making DPPs and previous year question at end, write all the short note, complete all the detailed note. At end you have to make a mistake note where you have been writing the mistakes that are there now that you have done while doing so. Now you need to make short notes. What you need to do is, you already have made your detailed notes, already you have done so many work like formula sheet, extra note, formula sheet, and was there, mistake notes. These things already you have done, so you can now apply forming technique. What you have to do is, first of all you made all the thing. Tomorrow or next day, or for example you sleep and then wake up and then write all the concepts which are there in just one page. I'm saying just one page. In that, like for example the way you made your flow chart, that type only, or simply you can write the things like for example chemical equation, all the equations which are there important, what is the thing associated with it, what are the concepts, like for example first topic, second topic, third topic, what are the things which are related to this, that. So all the things, then match it with the detailed notes and all the notes which you have done earlier. Now this was for what, most repeated question, and this was for what, you know, mistake questions, right? The questions where you do some mistakes. Now use those things and write them in notes, and try to write or make short note just 1 to 3 page, right? I'm saying it because short notes has to be short. If you write detailed notes, then what is the use of short notes? Because this short note will help you very nicely in your final examination. Now the bonus point here is write clearly. Short note has to be written clearly, because if you will write it clearly, then only you will get some motivation to read it. And write creatively also. See, creativity is very important when you are making short note. If you are making, like for example, let me tell you how to make a short note. Basically, if you have this copy page, right, when you are writing chemical equation and so on and so forth. Now let me just give you example for another chapter. Like for example, if you are writing light chapter, right, if you are writing light chapter. Now in light chapter, what you need to do is, you just have two topics, right, two broad topics which are refraction and reflection in this particular thing. Like in light chapter you have this, also you have one dispersion part which you will read in I part, right? So this is the case. Now what you'll do is reflection and refraction, right? So in reflection and in refraction you have main points, like for example you have ray diagrams, so you have magnifications, mirror formula, there also you have 3 points. Then in this you have spherical mirror, in this you have spherical lens, and many more points are there like sign conventions. And whatever you are able to recall, you can write in this. Obviously you have to first of all revise these concepts, and you have already made detailed notes, just revise them first, and then close that, sleep by that time, then wake up and again write all the concepts there, and use one page to write these things. You have to use one page, because if you use one page you'll have to apply some creativity to write them in short way. And once you write them in short way, you can easily apply this shortcut technique to write or make short notes, right? And short note, trust me, is gonna help you very nicely in examination. That's why I was saying that this will help. This video is basically going to help you in your success journey. So trust me, if you'll apply this in your phase, like in your examination, in your journey, definitely you'll get something from this video. And obviously guys, you all support me very nicely, so I would like to thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching also. This is Aditi signing off.